to press charges against a lady that assaulted my wife first. It's the only reason why we're here, because they're stand up.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about the situation with Gotti Jr., his wife and daughter. And listen, to the people out there commenting, leave the wife and daughter out of it. Well, they're in the spotlight. They're on the news. They're in the newspaper. I'm just reporting on stories that are out there. You know, I don't go out of my way, and I'm not attacking anyone. This isn't an attack by no means. But anyway, before we get started, remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. My show is pure satire, besides the interviews and all that shit. But that being said, never press charges. But with that being said, Jared, what if the other person... And listen, these people aren't in the mob, okay? They're not in the mob. They're not in that world. Junior's not in the mob anymore. So it's really confusing that he would have his, I don't know if he or it's them, but live up to a standard that doesn't exist. There's no loyalty in the mob. Everyone knows that. And if someone puts their hands on your kids, what do? Do you take it into your own hands and fight these people publicly? Or do you fight it in a court of law? Because they didn't press charges, but the woman is pressing charges on them. So they really have no defense. You know, oh, we didn't want to press charges. Is that their defense? Because if you're not pressing charges, you're saying that no crime was committed against you. So it's kind of a catch-22, if you would say. But we're going to look at a new angle of the footage and let you guys be the judge of it. You should talk about the Chicago outfit. I have. I've talked to quite a few people. Yeah, I'm not even going to repeat that, Steve. But anyway, let's get down to the videos. Here's a little statement Junior made.
My wife first. They refused to press charges against a lady that assaulted my wife first.
If the lady assaulted your wife first, then they should have pressed charges. Right? Am I wrong here? Is it just me, or am I missing something there? All right, let's get in. This is the new news outlets version. There's a couple different stories in here, but there's new angle of the footage. Bobo Camp, what's up? Thomas, how are you? Two-tier justice system, 100%. They're very biased. I think it was a bad move to get physical at a school setting like this. Either way, no matter what happens, you know there's a third option, right? And it's called walking away. didn't have to let it get to this point where they're yelling at each other and then punches start getting thrown. Could have walked away. And what about the kid that's involved here? He has to go deal with all the repercussions of their actions. You know, it's a sad situation. It really is. Anyway, let's get to the video.
The wife and daughter of John Jr. Gotti in trouble with the law. They are facing charges tonight.
The two women arrested after a brawl at a high school basketball game on Long Island.
No, it's not discretionary who presses charges. They could have both pressed charges. Listen, if the woman put their hands on someone first, then they should have pressed charges. If they don't, what's their defense? There is no defense. They're going to be paying a shitload of money because this woman is saying she was hurt severely. She has severe neck pain and all this. Let's get to the video. Just pay attention.
CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan has more.
John Jr. Gotti, the former acting boss of the Gambino crime family, leaves arraignment court in Hempstead defending his wife and daughter, who were charged with assault and spent the night in jail.
They refused to press charges against the lady that assaulted my wife first. The only reason why we're here was their stand-up.
According to court papers, Kimberly Gotti and daughter Gianna got into a brawl with a woman here at Locust Valley High School.
But is that really stand up, not pressing charges on someone who put their hands on your wife? Is it? And then the daughter gets involved in all this shit. Because obviously she sees her mother getting into a confrontation. She's going to obviously defend her mom, right? Anyway, let's get back to the video.
In a game versus rival Oyster Bay High, the Gotti son Joseph was on the court.
When Joe had the ball and was going to make a free throw, this woman was kind of abusing Joe. And the mom, rightfully so, it was a mother's instinct, turned around and said, listen, leave my son alone. Stop bothering him. What's wrong with you?
But that's not the statement that the woman who allegedly was assaulted said. She has a whole different story on what happened. She wrote a statement and it's out there. And it doesn't say that. So, but that's the Gotti's lawyer who is talking in this video.
She hit my wife in the head.
But the alleged...
What's wrong with you?
She threw a punch and hit my wife in the head.
The mom, this woman was kind of abusing Joe. And the mom, rightfully so, it was a mother's instinct, turned around and said, listen, leave my son alone. Stop bothering him. What's wrong with you?
She threw a punch and hit my wife in the head.
But the alleged victim told police the fight erupted after she asked the Gotti family to stop cursing at students and punches were thrown. At that point, I felt my hair being pulled and felt my wig come off, which was held on by 3 clips and Velcro. I felt as if my scalp was going to be ripped off, and I observed the lady in the gray jacket pulling my hair. She then said Gianna Gotti pulled off her wig and said, I'm 25 and me and my mother already snatched your blank off. The woman filing charges lives here on the exclusive North Shore.
So the woman filing charges, this woman filed charges and she is pursuing it. So it's not looking good. And listen, the victim in all this is the kid Joe. He's the victim in all this. He had to experience all this at his high school game. And then he has to face the ridicule of all the other students. Like, it's a very sad situation.
I'd be able to speak to you about your assault?
And I said my attorney can contact you. You can leave your information.
Junior ran the crime family while his father, Teflon Don, was serving a life sentence and died of cancer behind bars in 2002. Gianna Gotti, known as a breakout basketball star, was the leading scorer here at Oyster Bay. She and her mother were released on their own recognizance. On Long Island, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
The Gotti women were issued a stay-away order from the alleged victims and are also due back in court March 6th.
Tonight, the wife...
March 6th. So March 6th, they're due back in court. I want to know, what is your opinion on this whole situation? I want to know what you guys think. There's a lot of footage of this situation, and it's not looking good. To be grown-ups and acting in that way, you know, there's always a third option, is to walk away. I don't give a shit what anyone says to me, what anyone, you know, there's an option to walk away. You don't have to be involved with violent altercations or any of that shit. There's a lot of footage. Other people have different angles of it. So I guess we'll all have to wait and see what really happens. There's a lot of different opinions out there. The good thing, mine's the only one that matters. I'm just playing. But this is what I do. I report on what's going on out there, and some people aren't going to like it, but that's okay. You don't have to like everything I do, you know? Here, I got some more pictures to show you guys. And oh yeah, Ric Flair wants his fucking jewelry back. Where's my freaking jewelry, bro? I just don't know why he's living up to, he's having them live up to a standard that doesn't exist. He's not in the mob. His family's not in the mob. If this woman put her hands on her, then they should have pressed charges. Like, the bottom line, they're all civilians, Junior included. So it's not a defense. Oh, I didn't press charges, so Nadu's going to be mad at you. He didn't report it first. Who gives a shit? I don't have competition with these people. They're my opposition. They're not my competition. There's a huge difference. But here's a couple still shots from when this whole debacle happened. Now, you can see this picture right here is from a different angle. You can see the whole thing. But this is up close. It's a big melee. It's terrible that the kid has to even see this and deal with it. Because now, you know, everyone at the school is probably talking. Mickey, what's going on? BK all day, what's good? Ivan, woo. Liberty. Thomas, how are you? Steve B, how are you? RuPaul got his wig pulled off. I just think if they're civilians, it shouldn't matter about pressing charges. This woman put her hands on your wife. Like, what kind of standard are you living up to? You're not in the mob anymore. Oh, my family stand up, so they don't press charges. Who's going to win in the end with that situation? Not you.
To press charges against a lady that assaulted my wife first.
The woman that assaulted his wife first, but they refused to press charges. It's an oxymoron, man. You're not in the mob.
They refused to press charges against a lady that assaulted my wife first. The only reason why we're here was they stand up.
It's the only reason why they're there. Even if they did press charges, they still would have went to jail. They both would have gotten in trouble. The other woman would have spent the night in jail too, along with his wife and daughter. Either be a gangster or deal with it, right? I guess so. Poor kids. 100%. You know, things escalate quickly, and sometimes we don't always make the right decisions. But there's definitely a better judgment could have been made. Parents shouldn't be acting out. I can't understand it, Bill. Some people just don't say anything. Some people just don't rap. I don't understand it either, man. They're civilians. They're not in the mob. What oath are you living up to? John Jr. cooperated with the government. It's just odd. I find it to be very odd. Let's take another look at that news report.
The wife and daughter of John Jr. Gotti in trouble with the law. They are facing charges tonight.
The two women arrested after a brawl at a high school basketball game on Long Island. CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan has more.
John Jr. Gotti, the former acting boss of the Gambino crime family, leaves arraignment court in Hempstead defending his wife and daughter, who were...
Well, Paul says, do you think the Gottis were in the right, Staxx? Honestly, no, they should have walked away. And if this woman did assault him first, they should have pressed charges. It's just my opinion. Everyone doesn't have to agree with it, but I think there was way better ways to deal with this situation than to get physical. I mean, I know things get heated up pretty quick. And then when there's kids involved, very odd, isn't it, Danny? 100%. And it's a tough situation because if I was young like that and I seen someone coming at my mom, nah, I wouldn't hold back. I'd be fighting too. Anyone would be, right? But there's really no reason for it to get to that point, is what I'm saying. And the only person who really is the victim in this case is the kid.
Tonight, the wife and daughter of John Jr. Gotti in trouble with the law. They are facing charges tonight.
The two women arrested after a brawl at a high school basketball game on Long Island. CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan has more.
John Jr. Gotti, the former acting boss of the Gambino crime family, leaves arraignment court in Hempstead defending his wife and daughter, who were charged with assault and spent the night in jail.
They refused to press charges against the lady that assaulted my wife first. The only reason why we're here was their stand-up.
According to court papers, Kimberly Gotti and daughter Gianna got into a brawl with a woman here at Locust Valley High School, watching a game versus rival Oyster Bay High. The Gotti son Joseph was on the court.
When Joe had the ball and was going to make a free throw, this woman was kind of abusing Joe.
So the woman alleges that the Gottis were saying vulgar things to the other players that were on the rival team. So there's two stories, and somewhere in the middle is the truth, right? So the other woman says that the Gottis were throwing insults towards the other player, and the Gottis are saying that this woman was throwing insults towards Joe when he was shooting his shot.
And the mom, rightfully so, it was a mother's instinct, turned around and said, listen, leave my son alone. Stop bothering him. What's wrong with you?
She threw a punch and hit my wife in the head.
But the alleged victim told police the fight erupted after she asked the Gotti family to stop cursing at students and punches were thrown. At that point, I felt my hair being pulled and felt my wig come off, which was held on by 3 clips and Velcro.
And Velcro. I didn't know you can attach hair with Velcro. I didn't know that was even possible. How the fuck do they do that? Where'd they do that at? B. Staxx, search for a Babylon B-Man of the year. It's hilarious. Perfect example of everything that's wrong with the America and our military. Listen, our country is in a world of trouble right now. And every day, it's like you think you've seen it all, and then the floor drops out from under you. Every day. It's like, wow. It really is unbelievable, the things that are going on. But that's a whole nother subject.
I felt as if my scalp was going to be ripped off, and I observed the lady in the gray jacket pulling my hair. She then said Gianna Gotti pulled off her wig and said, I'm 25 and me and my mother already snatched your blank off. The woman filing charges lives here on the exclusive North Shore. Would I be able to speak to you about your assault?
And I said my attorney can contact you. You can leave your information.
Junior ran the crime family while his father, Teflon Don, was serving a life sentence and died of cancer behind bars in 2002.
What do you think that woman thought when she found out it was the Gottis? She probably didn't know until the news, or, I mean, maybe she knew when she was writing the statement against them, but Who knows, man? Stand up and criminals is an oxymoron. Same sentence. Can't be both. Right? It's like, so Junior left the life or got chased. A lot of people have different opinions on what happened. That he got shelved and kicked out of the mob. I don't think he was like built for that life anyway. He shouldn't have been involved in the life. Remember when he was getting made and Gotti Sr. told the Chin, my son's getting made. And the Chin said, that's unfortunate. I think he was forced into it. But hey, why does John Sr. have even be brought up? Who knows? Did you know that John Sr., his name is really John Jr.? Did you know that? Did you know that John Jr. is really John Gotti III? Did you know that? A lot of people don't know that. That Gotti Sr. his real name is Gotti Jr. And Gotti Jr., his real name is Gotti III. Pretty wild, right?
Gianna Gotti, known as a breakout basketball star, was the leading scorer here at Oyster Bay. She and her mother were released on their own recognizance. On Long Island, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
The Gotti women were issued a stay-away order from the alleged victims and are also due back in court March 6th.
March 6th. So I got a newspaper article. It says, wife and daughter of John Gotti Jr. charged with assault after fight at high school basketball game. The wife and daughter of John Gotti Jr. and the namesake of notorious New York mob boss, Dapper Don. I know. Why did they have to put that? Like, what bearing does that have to do in this whole situation? It has none. But my personal opinion is, if this person put their hands on your wife first, being stand up is for what? What are you being stand up for? For the public? It makes no sense. That's not protecting your family by having them not follow through with people who assaulted them. What kind of defense do you have? You really don't have one. But that's my personal opinion. It says Kimberly Gotti and daughter Gianna Gotti were accused of assaulting a woman after she asked them to stop cursing at players in the bleachers. You see, this is the woman saying that she asked the Gottis to stop cursing at the players. John and Kimberly Gotti's son Joseph was on the court playing for Oyster Bay against a rival school. The woman said Kimberly Gotti and Gianna Gotti punched her and pulled off her wig, which was held on by 3 clips and Velcro. According to court papers cited multiple news organizations, the woman said she felt as if her scalp was being ripped off. Described how additional people joined in and knocked her to the ground. The Gottis were each charged with third-degree assault. They disputed the woman's account. John Jr. told reporters that his wife was assaulted first. The only reason why we're here, she threw a punch and hit my wife in the head. Kimberly and Gianna are both scheduled to go to court on March 6th. So I just want to know what your opinion is. I really would like to know what you guys think in this whole situation. I think they should have just walked away. I don't give a shit what they say. You know, it starts getting a little touchy once they start assaulting people. Like if that's what happened. If Gotti Jr.'s wife got assaulted first, what's the answer then? Walk away, right? You be like Jeff Nadeau and walk away. You know, that's not in a lot of people's cards. I don't know if I'd be able to, I wouldn't be able to walk away if I got assaulted first. Definitely not. I don't think there's a self-defense law in New York either. I believe there's mutual combat, but John shouldn't open his mouth about anything, just saying. American media actually crazy. John Jr. cooperated with the government to try to get out of his charges. He's got 302s. So all this, we're not cooperating shit. That's the only reason why we're here. They're not pressing charges. It's all bullshit. What oath are you living up to? One that doesn't exist. And now you got the wife and kid involved. Not that he got him involved. The whole situation, I think it just blew itself out of proportion. But hey, we'll see what happens in the future, right? Hopefully they can all learn a valuable lesson from this and walk away with a little bit more knowledge. And maybe next time something like this happens, they could just walk away. Because that's the smart thing to do. But I hope you guys like this content. There's a lot of videos dropping. I got more Larry Mazza. A lot of people are upset that I interview him. Too fucking bad. I got a lot of great ones.
I'm Larry Mazza, and I'm here with Bill Staxx. Chatting with Staxx.
And I have another one, exclusive, new interview with the American Pink Panther. You guys will see what that's all about and the wild stories he tells. So if you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Kimberly, how are you? Perfectly correct. The kid is the one who will have to deal with the consequences at school. It's terrible. It really is. Staxx, play the video of the rare Rachel Levine, second person Department of Health, who's fat and she can't even push up. That's hilarious. I'll definitely look into that, man. She's the Department of Health and she can't do 10 push-ups. That's hilarious. I'll definitely look into that. Make sure you guys go subscribe to the members only. I got a lot of really good interviews on there, and I'll be dropping a lot more. There's a new John Greshner interview dropping tonight, and it's already up on the membership. If you guys want to join that, you'll get exclusive content first. If you want to help out the channel, you can donate through Cash App, Chatting with Staxx, or you can donate through Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats, Zelle. I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch this show. If you guys like this, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this content, too fucking bad, start your own podcast. And remember, don't be a bitch.